Hey guys, welcome to Toppr live classes. I'm Raj Rishi. Today we will be continuing the remaining part of the Newton's laws of motion. So today we will be studying number 1, pseudo force. And constraint relationship. So let's start with pseudo force. Guys, do you remember what is the difference between inertial and non-inertial frame? First we will just a little recap of what is inertial and non-inertial frame. Okay, so what is inertial frame? In short, inertial frame. So in short, inertial frame is a frame in which acceleration of the frame is equal to 0. And what is non-inertial frame? In non-inertial frame, the acceleration would be not equal to 0. So as you remember, while explaining the Newton's laws, I told you that you can only apply Newton's laws of motion in inertial frame. In non-inertial frame, you have to do some changes. Let's see what we have to do. So let's understand this by an example. Suppose here is a bus. Okay, and a man is standing on this bus. This bus has an acceleration of a this side. It is the ground. Suppose a block is placed on the ground. So when the man sees the block, what he will see? He will see that the block is moving with an acceleration of a in this direction, right? Because it is relative, so it is going on this direction. But when the man draws the FBD of this block, what he will notice? Let's draw the FBD then. So this block is there, this is on the ground. Mg will be there. As usual, gravity is everywhere. The mass of this is m block. Okay, mg is there, so normal will also be acting from the force. Let's name it n. And what else he will see? He will see that the block is having an acceleration of a in this direction. Let's assume a sign convention also. This is positive and this is negative. Okay, so it has a positive, block has a positive acceleration of a. When the man is watching, means this all is, everything is with respect to man. Let's name him, or as usual, Tom. Okay, with respect to the man, Tom. Okay, so as you can see, the law right now, see, there is no acceleration. Means this acceleration is this direction, but no force is acting on this direction. So as it is an inertial frame of reference, so we have to make some changes in this. So here comes pseudo force. P pseudo force. So assuming a force is applied to this F, okay, so writing the second law of Newton's second law, force equation, as we say, we will see F is positive direction, so equals to any other force is acting on the horizontal line. No horizontal forces are acting rather than F. Means F is we are trying to find out the pseudo force, right? Because we are trying to apply this Newton's laws of motion in non-inertial frame. So in horizontal direction we are writing the force equation, F equals to no other force, mass of the body times acceleration it has. Okay, so what is this? As you can see, there is no real force as F. To apply the Newton's laws of motion, we are getting a force, pseudo force F, so that Newton's laws of motion are valid, so that it can have an acceleration. So if you look closely, what is this pseudo force? Okay, so F equals to, what is there? M and A, mass of the object, means is there mass of the block Ck, times some acceleration is there, right? What is this acceleration? As per our sign convention, acceleration is in this side with respect to the man, so the acceleration is plus A, right? Plus A. So what is this plus A? This plus A is nothing but it's the negative of acceleration of the man. So this is actually equals to negative of acceleration of the non-inertial frame, okay? So as this man is going in this direction, means it has an acceleration of negative A, and as per our sign convention, this is positive, this direction, anything in this direction will be positive. So negative of negative A is positive A, right? So it is written here. Let's look at it once more in a clear page. So what is this pseudo force? It's the mass of that object times negative of, here I should use a bracket, acceleration. Negative of the acceleration of the non-inertial frame. See how easy it is, but always remember it is the negative. Okay, now let's take some examples. Okay, let's understand or take a question on it. So our first question would be, a wedge is there, okay, of mass m. A block is placed of mass small m. This is the mass of the block. Students, we'll take this question after clearing a doubt. A doubt came. A student asked, what is pseudo force actually? Actually, pseudo force is not a real force. First of all, remember that. It's a force that we apply on an object. Let's understand it over here. See, first of all, you have to go from the basics. Newton's laws of motion, like the first law, second law, and third law. Okay. So basically, the second law is our most important one, used for calculations, right? Force equals to mass times acceleration, which comes from the law that after deriving it, that rate of change of momentum with respect to time is force, right? And after calculating, we get this force equals to mass times acceleration, right? So to use this law in non-inertial frame, as in non-inertial frame, we cannot apply Newton's laws of motion. So to apply this Newton's second law of motion, we use pseudo force. means to validate the law in our use. Okay, so what is pseudo force, a guy asked. Okay, so pseudo force is actually, suppose let's listen. Okay, we will again do the example, same example. A man is standing, okay, now he is running with an acceleration of a, right? So if the man is the reference, if we take the man as a reference frame, so a reference frame here, okay, so the reference frame has a acceleration of a in this direction, right? So when the man sees the block, what he will see? He will see that the block is having an acceleration opposite to it and the magnitude is equals to a, right? What the man will see, if you have done this kind of things in a relative motion in kinematics, so what man will see with respect to the man, the block is moving with an acceleration of a in this direction, right? So here comes what is pseudo force. So if this man's want to apply second law of motion in this complete system, so to validate the law, as you can see, the law is not applicable right now, because if the man draws the FBD of this block, so what he will see? He will see that the block is just moving with an acceleration of a, as no force is acting on it, right? So to apply this law here, a force acts. We name it, actually there is no force, not a real force, but we use this notion, pseudo force, which is acting on it to apply this law. So means if we use a different frame of reference in future questions which are going to come, if you will see, if you use non-inertial frame of reference, sometimes the questions become lot easier, but you have to use pseudo force, you have to take care of pseudo force that time. So that is pseudo force, that is what is pseudo force. So actually it is not a real force, but it acts only in non-inertial frame to validate this law. I hope the doubt is clear. If it is still not clear, then tell me, I will try to explain it in different way. Okay, so let's coming back to our question. A wedge is there, and a block is on the wedge. Okay, the mass of the block is m and mass of the wedge is capital M. A force is acting on the wedge, F, right? So also one more thing, all surfaces in this diagram are frictionless, means friction is equals to 0. Right? So now the question is, a massless man, okay, the mass of the man is considered to be 0, means it's basically we are trying to, trying to explain the pseudo force with an example. So we are assuming the mass of the man is 0. Okay, remember that m dash is equals to 0. Okay, he's just a man, very thin man. So our question will be, first to understand, check, to clear few doubts, what is pseudo force? We will calculate the pseudo force, force acting, so find, always complete the question. Find the pseudo force acting on block, mass m, it has a mass of m, and find the pseudo force acting on block and the wedge of capital mass M, right? When viewed by the observer is our man, so we'll write man sitting on the wedge, as you can see. on the wedge. So as you can see, the man is sitting on the wedge and all surfaces are frictionless, so obviously this whole system will having an acceleration, right? Okay, yeah, I forgot one more thing. One more condition is given in the question. As F force is applied, this block is at rest with respect to the wedge. Means block, let me write it so that our viewers can see. Block is at rest with respect to the wedge. This is the condition given in the question. Okay? Okay. Let's revise it one more time. What is given? A wedge, a block, a F force is acting on it, and this condition is given. Block is at rest with respect to wedge. Okay, see, the block is not moving with respect, means the whole system is moving like this and the block is here only. Okay, let's do this. So our first question is, find the pseudo force acting on the block of mass m and wedge of mass capital M when viewed by the man sitting on the wedge. Okay, cool. Every information is given. The mass of the man is 0, assuming mass of the block is m and mass of the wedge is capital M. So let's do this. As you remember, in last class I have explained the method of finding the acceleration of the complete system in a shortcut way, right? Remember, if you remember that A of system is equals to force, which is total external force. You should remember that we don't include internal forces in this, means as we are taking a complete system upon total mass. Okay, so our system here, let's draw a small figure of it. Capital M, sorry, this is a small m, I'm writing it here to make it clear, and this is the man. Okay, F force is acting. So we are considering, this is capital M, right? Don't get confused, sorry. So this is the acceleration of the system in ax. If you remember, I have also mentioned that acceleration is a vector quantity, so it have to be ax, ay, az. Okay, so ax. So what is the formula? Force, total external force acting on it. So we will, as we are dealing with the horizontal acceleration, we will take only horizontal forces and external forces. As this whole is the system, I have explained this kind of questions in last lecture, so you should be quite comfortable with it. So the total external force acting on this system in horizontal direction is F, right? Only this force. So in numerator there will be only F, and in denominator the total mass would be mass of the wedge, mass of the block, that is small m, plus if the man was not massless, so we have to consider the mass of it also, as the man is also in the part of us, is also a part of the system. But right now I told you, to make it simpler, we are taking the mass of the man is 0, right? So here it is 0. So acceleration is equals to F upon m plus small m, capital M plus small m. Okay, remember this. So this acceleration is the complete acceleration of this whole system. So the man is also moving with acceleration a. So what was our question? Our question was, find the pseudo force acting on the block of mass m and wedge when viewed by the man sitting on the wedge. As it is written here, when viewed by the man sitting on the wedge. So we have to man is the frame of reference R. So what kind of frame of reference is there? This is a non-inertial frame of reference, because this man is moving with the acceleration of the system. So it has an acceleration of A, this A, remember, okay? So now we have to calculate the pseudo force acting on this block. So what is pseudo force? As I told you, force, as I told you, it is equals to mass of that object. We are writing the pseudo force for acting on the block, okay? So what is the pseudo force acting on the block? Is mass of the block, that is small m, times, remember, negative of acceleration of frame of reference. So acceleration of man is A, as man is the frame of reference R, so it will be negative of acceleration of the man, that is A. So A. So what is the pseudo force acting on it? Is minus m A. As you can see, you got the magnitude of it, right? But as it is a vector, as it is a force, so it is a vector. So you have to know how the force is acting on it, right? So as the definition I have told you is mass times negative of the acceleration of the frame of reference, right? Non-inertial frame of reference. So the force acting on the block will be, means I have made this to show you that the block is inclined, right? So as the acceleration is ax, remember, so the man has acceleration in this direction. Let's say this is positive, this is negative. Sign convention, remember, sign convention is must in physics. So the pseudo force is mass times negative of acceleration of frame of reference. So minus ma, this is the magnitude. So minus is there, this side is negative, this side is positive. So negative, as it has an acceleration of A in this side, so a force, the pseudo force will be in this side, right? As you can see, the negative sign is there, and that will be equal to ma. Always remember, whenever you apply pseudo force, apply on the center of mass, okay? Cool. So this is the pseudo force acting on the block. What was our second part of the question? You guys should, I hope you guys are remembering it. It was the find the pseudo force. I'm writing pseudo force as PF, okay, in short form. Pseudo force acting on wedge. It has a mass of capital M. So it will be mass of, so what I told you, what is the definition of pseudo force? Mass times mass of the wedge is capital M times negative of acceleration of non-inertial frame, your non-inertial frame, okay? So it will be A, this is minus of A, okay? And the point of application of this force will also be when you draw the FBD, a force of minus MA is acting. This force is called pseudo force. So as you can see, this is a very easy, but just to clear our concepts. So our second part of the question will be, not the second part, let's do a tricky. There is one more part of the question. There's no space in this. Okay, we'll find a little bit of space in this. Part C is find equal and opposite. I'm using shorthand notes. If someone doesn't understand, please comment. Equal and opposite action and reaction pair. Of pseudo force. wait a guy. Guys, we'll just think about this question, and we will just clear a doubt. Okay, let me check. Going to our next part. Let's do a question. मेरे को तो याद भी नहीं कहा. So let's take a question on this. There is a lift. Okay. Okay. Let's recap a little bit. I will recap it. The pseudo force. P stands for pseudo and F stands for force. So pseudo force is equals to means the mass of the object on which the pseudo force you are applying times negative of acceleration of non-inertial frame. Negative of acceleration of non-inertial frame. means if your frame is going on this side acceleration, the pseudo force on some particular block, okay, will be mass of the block, let's say mass is m, mass of the block times negative of acceleration of non-inertial frame here. So negative of this acceleration is minus a. So this is the pseudo force acting on it. Now let's take an example. So you will see how easier it gets if you use non-inertial frame of reference. Basically this concept was introduced so that we can solve questions more easily. So let's take an example. A lift, this is a lift elevator. It is going up with an acceleration of a0, okay. A pulley is there, attached to it a block of mass. I will tell us first, I have to concentrate a lot to draw because my drawing skills are not so good. So this is mass is m1, this is m2. As m1 and m2 are not equal, probably you will be knowing that. So the question asks, find the acceleration, guys, I'm using shorthand, acceleration of m1 and m2, okay, with here comes the twist, with respect to the lift, LIFT, sorry. Okay, so let's do. Suppose if you don't know the concept of this pseudo force, as you have to solve the question on inertial frame. And what will be the inertial frame? As this lift is going upwards with an acceleration a, the inertial frame would be this man standing on the ground. This will be your inertial frame. So we will say with respect to ground. First we will solve with respect to ground. I will not going to solve the complete question, as we have solved this kind of questions. I will just show how the variation happens. Okay, so with respect to ground as inertial frame of reference. So draw the FBD of M1. This is the FBD I am drawing of M1. So it has a M1G acting on downwards, has a tension T. As you can see, the complete lift is going upwards, right? And this I have made this very small, but this is long enough so that it is the M2 is not touching the floor. Okay, sorry for the drawing skills, as I told you. As M1, when the man is seeing, the M1 is going upwards. He doesn't know what acceleration it has, but he knows the lift is going with a0. So let's assume the acceleration of the M1 block is a1. Now drawing the FBD of second block, normal M2G upon over T, tension upta. And this block is also going up, means I know this block is going down also, but the net resultant is up, assuming that. So upward it's a2, right? So if when you write the force equation for this, so it will be, first of all, the very important thing, the most important thing, you guys should know what I'm doing now, right now. It's positive sign convention and negative. So writing the force equation, T is positive, is acting upwards, minus M1G is negative because it's acting downwards, is equals to M1 times A1, right? Now you're writing on the force equation in this, as the rope is same, so T is acting, okay. T minus T is positive minus M2G, as it's acting downwards, equals to, it's our assumed acceleration is M2 upwards, so M2A. As you can see, only two equations came from this. We don't have other equations, but what are the unknowns in this equation? T comma sorry, I forgot to write a2 here, a1 comma a2. As you can see, there are 3 variables and 2 equations only. So at this point of time, it is not possible to solve. But we know God has provided us with the knowledge of relative motion. So we will use the knowledge of relative motion right now. You will use our brain a little bit and just juggle our things around. We know the acceleration of this, right? So suppose a person who is standing on this inside the lift is looking at the blocks. So his acceleration is also a0. What he will see that m1 is going upwards, assuming it has an acceleration of a upwards, a0, okay, and the block has an acceleration, so this block will be having an acceleration of a downwards. So what we will do now, we will write a1. What is this? a1 is the acceleration of block 1 with respect to ground. So as you can see, to write the acceleration of block 1 with respect to the lift, what you will write with your knowledge of relative motion, you will write a1 minus acceleration of the frame which you are writing. Means what we are doing, we'll do it a little hodgepodge is there, so we'll do in the next page. Okay, so means how you find acceleration of a particle with respect to other frame. Suppose a particle is here with an acceleration a, and you want to find, this has an acceleration of a dash, this frame has an acceleration of a dash. So if you want to find the acceleration of this block with respect to the frame, so what you do, this a double dash is the acceleration of the block with respect to this reference frame. So what you do, a with respect to ground minus acceleration of the frame, right, a dash. So what we are going to do, we are going to use this only. So we'll be using this. I have to make the complete diagram, so I'm going to make you understand over here only. So what is our aim? We have to find a1 and relationship between a1 and a2. So what we are going to do, when this person, there is a small person standing inside here, sees the block is having an acceleration, is going upward, and this second block is going downwards. Okay, so as the string is massless, I forgot to mention the string is massless and inextensible. So this he is observing the block is going upwards with an acceleration a, and this block is going downwards with an acceleration of a. Okay, as the rope is inextensible. So what is this a? This is the acceleration of this block with respect to your lift, right? So what you can write is, remember a1 is with respect to ground, is equals to, this is with respect to ground minus acceleration of the lift is a0 was here, sorry, is equals to a. So what is this? A is the, I will try to make it okay, I guess, sorry for this kind of things, but to save time we will do this. So a equals to a1 minus a0. As you can see, what is a? What is a? A is the acceleration of this block with respect to lift. So that what I said just now, explained just now, a double dash, that is with respect to this frame. So a is that quantity. And what is a0? a0 is the acceleration of the frame. So in this question, our frame is the lift. This is given. Our frame is not lift, but this is given. So we are assuming a is, I will write it here, a is the acceleration with respect to lift, a1 is the acceleration with respect to ground, and a0 is the acceleration of the lift. So if you don't understand, just give it a little time and rethink about it, you will come to understand. So a1 equals to, as you can see, the sign convention, as per our sign convention, above is positive. This is positive, positive. And A1 equals to sum of A and A0. And A0. Similarly, this is our equation. Okay, remember this. Similarly, when you write this equation for A2, for this block, as it is going downward with respect to the lift, so it has a negative acceleration. So instead of plus A, this is for block 1, M1 block. So negative A is equals to A2 minus A0. If you get confused somewhere with signs, just comment, I will make you understand one more time. So A2 comes out to be minus A plus A0. Okay. So what we have done right now, we have two force equations, remember, and T, A1, A2, three unknowns. Now we have linked A1 and A2 with the use of A. So what now we have to find is T comma A. If we find these two quantities with these two force equation and replacing A1 in force equation and A2 in force equation with these and these quantities, then is right now you have to solve, yeah, I have made it, this equation, this one and this one. As you can see it properly. Put A in place of A1 you will write A and A0. A0 is given. In place of T2 you will write minus A and plus A0, and you will solve. So you will have two equations, two variables, right? So it will be solvable. As you can see, we have to use our little bit of knowledge if we try to do it with respect to ground. So if you do this question with respect to the lift with non-inertial frame, then it is very easy. See, I will make you understand. We will do this question with respect to lift. So with respect to lift, as the question is also meant to make you solve the question with using the knowledge of pseudo force, that's why in the question I will just read the question once so that it find the acceleration of M1 and M2 with respect to the lift. Remember this, with respect to lift. This question is made to make you understand pseudo force only. The question is clearly telling you, bhai mere ko pseudo force ke through solve kar na easy ho jayega. Okay. So now we are drawing with respect to lift. So this is the lift. It has an acceleration of A. This. Oh, sorry for the diagram, but M1, M2. Okay. So with respect to lift, we are going to draw FBD of 1. What is happening in this? MG, M1G, as A0 is the acceleration of the lift, A0G. Okay, sorry, I don't know what I said right now. So here it's T, M1G. A pseudo force will be acting on the center of mass, so I should have written M1G here only. I will make it here like this. Okay, M1A, A0. This is the pseudo force. Why it is acting downwards? Because I have said pseudo force is mass times negative of acceleration of your reference frame. This is not alpha, this is A0. So negative of A0 is minus this side A0, that's why it's happening. So one more thing is that right now we are observing with respect to the lift. So the man is over here, right? And what he will see the m1 is suppose m1 is moving upwards and m2 is moving downwards. Okay, so he will see it has an acceleration of some a upwards. I don't know what is a. That's it. Now we are drawing the FBD of second one. Simple as usual. This time I will not make the mistake. M2G. Ha 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 ha. This is M2A. This is the pseudo force A naught. This is the T. Remember? And if this block is going upwards, this block will be going downwards. We are assuming that. The most important thing, guys, here it comes, our sign convention. Negative. Now we are going to write the force equation. T minus, as T is acting upwards, T is positive, minus M1G, it's acting downwards, that's why it's negative. M1 A naught is also negative because it's acting downwards only. Okay, is equals to, sorry for that, is equals to, what is the, we are assuming the acceleration is upwards, A, mass of the block times acceleration. This remember, this is with respect to what? Lift. Okay, I'm not writing it. Now we are going to write the force equation of this. Same, T is acting upwards, M2G minus M2 A naught is equals to what? M2 is A. Here what lot of guys make mistake. I also used to make mistake. Right now I just made it to show you. Not, this will not be the answer. It is acceleration is okay. So the acceleration is downwards. So what we'll do with respect to this? Now what are the forces acting? The T is what? T is, guys, come on, I've told you earlier also, this is tension force. Okay, the force acting on the block because of the rope is pulling it, right? Like that. Please go through the videos. If you are just missing some things, previous videos, you will get to understand it. Okay, so this equation is there. So T minus, now I am going to just solve it, so I will just try to do it a little bit faster. G minus, see, I have here missed 2. Remember this kind of silly mistakes. You can't afford this kind of silly mistakes in JEE mains or advanced. A. Should I solve it? I think we should skip it so that we can go to the next part also. We have a lot to cover. Only see, this is first equation, this is second equation. You have two unknowns. What is that? This A, I will just box it out, and this T, right? A naught is given to you, T is also given, A is also given. So as you can see, by adding just a single force on it, we don't have to apply that much of brain hours. We don't have to use the little bit of relative motion, but not this kind of relative motion. हम लोगों यहाँ पे ऐसे जैसे यहाँ पे बनाया था हम लोगों ने फर्स्ट पार्ट के थ्रू, इतना दिमाग नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा. So it will be very useful to do it. It will save you a lot of time actually. Once you get used to this kind of forces, that it will be very easy, like normal. So two equations, two unknowns, two equations, two unknowns you will find, and the A you will get from here, right? I'm not finding it, but I guess I found it earlier. Okay. The A will be m2 minus m1 upon plus m2 plus A naught. Okay, so this will be the A you get. Sorry. So this A is with respect to the lift. So this acceleration always of the block with respect to the lift. In our question also, I have mentioned with respect to the lift. Double lines also there. Okay. So as you can see, In Pseudo Force we only use one page using this. In if you do it with respect to ground, then you have to use 2 pages also. Okay, so our next question, should I take a question or should we move on to the next topic? Let me just think about it a little. Okay, the answer is correct. Yeah guys, so we'll moving on to the next topic, solve more problems on Pseudo Force, as it's not that much conceptual. You guys will be easily you guys will be easily able to do more questions on it. Practice, then it will increase your speed also and everything. So our next topic would be constrained motion. Constrained relationship actually. Sorry. Okay. So there are different parts of it. So we right now, I guess, according with our time, we will not be completing it completely. We will just taking one part only, I guess. If time permits, then we will see. We'll do the pulley constraint. Okay, pulley constraint. This is a very, there's a lot of questions come from this topic and a lot of questions can be made, so we will do it. Means actually it is a this kind of questions are called pulley constraint. A pulley is there, but is attached to a different pulley. I guess if you guys are solving questions on Newton's laws of motion, then you have encountered this kind of question also, and you have, if you have tried on, then you have completely messed up how to do it. Just if some guys can manage how to do it, you have to do a lot of thinking to do this kind of questions. But if you study this pulley constraint, there's a trick I will show you. Trick, not method. If you apply that method, you can find it very easily. So what happens? So this is a block 1, block 2. Obviously their masses will be m1 and m2. I will tell you later. So as you can see, you cannot miss these 2 blocks don't have a same acceleration, as you can see. Okay, because the pulley connected to the block 2 is also moving. We didn't do any questions till now on moving pulleys, right? So assuming these 2 blocks will have different acceleration, assuming what? They will have different acceleration. So we will say A1 is the acceleration of this block, A block, and A2 is the acceleration of this block. Okay. What else is moving in this question? Pulley is also moving, right? So AP, let AP be the acceleration of the pulley. So to do this kind of questions in pulley constraint, what you have to do? In pulley there is rope. So there are 2-3 methods. I will just tell you one as the easiest one. First, you have to define an axis, like a line, a baseline, in which none of the things are moving. Okay, so here is your baseline. Okay, from baseline you have to draw sorry guys, I have to concentrate a lot while drawing the straight line. That's why I was not speaking anything. So I will just tell you after making the lines what I am doing, otherwise I am not able to draw straight lines. Okay, I will just tell you in a bit, just hang on with the suspense you have. Okay, remember this is our baseline. Let's make it solid. Okay, sweet. Oh, see, I'm talking and I'm making teta-meta lines. And the final, this is the ground, remember, this is the ground. Okay, this length is y, what should I tell it, yg. Okay, so before I'm going to tell you this, how to solve this kind of questions. If you guys can do one thing, you see this and try to understand from yourself also what I did. If there are also easier, actually there are no more easier method from this, means you will get confused a little bit. For basics you can use this one, other methods are also there, you can approach to that, but that will be a little difficult for the first timers. So first you understand this, then keep on practicing. You will yourself be going to explore more how to solve these questions from different methods. Okay, so what I did right now, what I told you is to draw the baseline. Okay, baseline. Actually there is no term called baseline, but I'm giving it a name, baseline. Okay, it's the line from which no points are moving, above which no points are moving. See, it's the baseline, so above this point no points are moving, right? Nothing is moving over there. So right now what I did, I have drawn few lines, this y1, yp, y2, yg. What I have drawn here is I have drawn the height from the baseline so that I can write the length of the string, length of the string, length of the string. So can I then write the complete length of the string. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, there are actually 3 rings, but in our concern there are only two strings. Sorry, I was saying ring every time, sorry, it is string. There are 3 strings, 1, 2 and 3. See, this complete 1 string, 2 string, 3 string. This string is of no use because it's not moving, we don't have to worry about that. Now let's begin. So to find that, what was our aim? First of all, you have to always remember what was your aim, otherwise you will just get lost. Okay, so you have to find a1 and a2, relationship between a1 and a2. So first write the length of the string 1. Let's write the length of the string 1 in terms of this y1 and y2. Means you have to think a little bit, means you have to, after you do a lot of little practice, you will get to know what are all the heights you have to mention, so that you can write the length of the complete string. As you can see, this string, we'll take this first string. This string has a part over here, this part is here. Let's use a different color. My favorite is green, so we'll use green. This part is there in this string, this part is there, okay, and this part. Remember this, we are taking the string 1. I'm saying it as a string 1. So what is this? This string length is y1. This y is up to this string length only, na? I made a little bit wrong in this, but it doesn't matter. When you keep on practicing, you will get to know that it doesn't matter where you take it. So string length is this, and y2, this is also the string length. So our length of string 1, how can we write? This string is y1 plus this, the string going over the pulley, let's say it's L0, okay, plus L0 plus this length of the string is the length of the string, that is constant something. Means in question it is mentioned the string is not extensible, not extensible. So it cannot extend. So it has to be constant. So now, as you can see, this y1 and yp will be changing because the things, this block and this pulley is moving. So this depends on time. So we will differentiate it with respect to time. So I will write it here. What we are going to do, dy1 by dt, okay, dyp by dt. I'm writing this separate because I want to show a few things. So I guess it's going to divide ऐसा दिख रहा है, तो इसलिए मैं इसका ब्लॉक बना लेता हूँ, ठीक है. So this y1 is changing with respect to time. We are assuming that this block is going up and this pulley is going down, okay. So as y1 is decreasing with respect to time, मतलब ब्लॉक थोड़ी देर बाद थोड़ा ऊपर चला जाएगा तो y1 छोटा हो जाएगा. So with respect to time नेगेटिव साइन आ जाएगा एक, dy1 by dt. सॉरी मेरा d थोड़ा छोटा बन गया. अब this is a L0. Whatever the size of y1 and yp, the L0 is not going to change, right? The string which is on the, मतलब पुली के ऊपर से दूसरी स्ट्रिंग आ जाएगी, बट द लेंथ ऑफ द स्ट्रिंग विल ऑलवेज बी L0 ऑन द पुली, राइट. मतलब ये हाइट चेंज होएगा, ये हाइट चेंज होगा, बट पुली के ऊपर जो L0 रस्सी है वो चेंज नहीं होगी. सो इसको अगर आप डिफरेंशिएट करोगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, ये वाला टर्म आ जाएगा 0, राइट. सो वी आर नॉट राइटिंग दैट वन. प्लस yp इज एक्सटेंडिंग, मतलब the rate of change of yp is more positive because yp is increasing. So positive dyp by dt is equals to constant. इधर भी constant ही था, length of the string जो कुछ भी है L ले लो, that whole comes out to be 0. ये भी 0 हो गया. इसको एक और बार आप डिफरेंशिएट करोगे एक्सक्यूज मी, तो आपका आ जाएगा वेलोसिटी. और सॉरी ये क्या है, ये वेलोसिटी है, ये भी वेलोसिटी है. अब इसको एक और बार विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम डिफरेंशिएट करोगे तो आपका एक्सेलरेशन आ जाएगा. सो इट विल बी a1 प्लस ap, वो तो दिख रहा है अपन को. सो हियर इट कम्स ap इक्वल्स टू a1. ये आपका इन दोनों के बीच में रिलेशन मिल गया. अब अपन फिर से डायग्राम देखेंगे. अभी अपन ने स्ट्रिंग 1 था, सॉरी टेढ़ा हो गया था, स्ट्रिंग 1 था, ओके. अब अपन स्ट्रिंग 2 लेंगे एज यूजुअल. स्ट्रिंग 2 का भी मैं आपको बता दूंगा, अपन को नेक्स्ट पेज में जाना पड़ेगा, तो इसे थोड़ा ध्यान रखिएगा. स्ट्रिंग 2 को अपन किसी और तरह से करें, इसी तरह से करें, मिक्सअप हो जाएगा. आई विल यूज ऑरेंज नाउ. Orange is my second favorite color. So this length, right? This length and ये गोल वाला पार्ट जो इसके ऊपर है, ये तीन जो ऑरेंज पार्ट अपन ने यूज किए हैं उससे अपन स्ट्रिंग 2 का लेंथ ऑफ स्ट्रिंग 2 निकाल सकते हैं, है ना. सो लेट्स डू इट इन नेक्स्ट पेज. रिमेंबर, ओके. मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि ये आएगा क्या, मुझे बार बार ड्राइंग बनाना पसंद नहीं है. नहीं आएगा. सो लेंथ ऑफ आवर सेकेंड स्ट्रिंग, ओके गाइस, मैं थोड़ा टेढ़ा रखता हूँ फॉर आवर रेफरेंस ओनली बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी टीडियस जॉब टू ड्रॉ एवरी टाइम. ओके, सो यू आर गोइंग टू टेक दिस लेंथ, दिखाई देता हूँ कुछ नहीं होगा. सो दिस लेंथ विल बी इक्वल टू, यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ मैं, दिस होल लेंथ विल बी इक्वल टू yg माइनस ये yp. दिख रहा है? आप ऐसा करके थोड़ा ध्यान से देखोगे तो दिख जाएगा. yg इज दिस कंप्लीट लेंथ एंड yp इज दिस लेंथ. तो आपका यहाँ भी वाली लाइन तक की है. सो आपको ये वाला हाइट मिल जाएगा स्ट्रिंग का. सो अपन अभी क्या समझे, ये वाला जो पार्ट है उसका yg माइनस yp है. सो दैट इज yg फर्स्ट ऑरेंज पार्ट जो है अपना, yg माइनस yp. अब अपन सेकेंड ऑरेंज पार्ट देखते हैं, ठीक है. सो जो सेकेंड ऑरेंज पार्ट, ये वाला जो अपना कर्व्ड सेक्शन है उसको अपन L एल डॉट जो सो ओके गाइस, अपना ये कर्व से पार्ट आ गया. कर्व पार्ट में, कर्व पार्ट लेट अज्यूम इट्स एल नॉट 1, इट्स डिफरेंट. ओके, सो एल नॉट, यार इतना सारा नॉट भी लग गया, डैश भी लग गया इसमें. आई डोंट लाइक दिस थिंग्स. एंड द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, आवर थर्ड पार्ट, जो कि अपना स्ट्रिंग बना देगा. एज यू कैन सी, हमने ये वाला पार्ट लिख लिया, ये कर्व सेक्शन लिख लिया जो ऑरेंज में है. अब अपन ये वाला सेक्शन लिखेंगे. सो व्हाट इज दिस हाइट ऑफ द स्ट्रिंग? दिस इज y2 माइनस yp. अभी आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा कि मैंने yg, y1, yp, y2 क्यों लिया. सो दैट कि मैं अपना जो स्ट्रिंग, अपना जो यूज़ हो, हम लोगों का जो यूज़ हो रहा है स्ट्रिंग, जैसे कि ये वाला स्ट्रिंग और ये वाला स्ट्रिंग, उसको इन टर्म्स में पूरा लिख सकूँ मैं. और ताकि थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगा के लिखेंगे अपन लोग, तो थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस लगेगा. पर स्टार्टिंग में ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप एक्स्ट्रा चीज़ें भी ले लें, जैसे कि आपने कौन सा लेंथ लोगे आप वैसे कुछ बचा तो नहीं है. हाँ, कुछ अभी इसमें बचा नहीं है, पर कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस में होता है जिसमें एक्स्ट्रा लेंथ आप लोग ले सकते हो रस्सी की लिखने के लिए, जो उसको अपन दूसरे दो रस्सियों में, दो टर्म्स के रेस्पेक्ट में भी लिख सकते हैं. सो हम लोग अभी थर्ड वाला पार्ट लिखते हैं. तो थर्ड वाला पार्ट जो होगा y2 माइनस yp. बेस लाइन से दिख रहा है यार, ये वाला आएगा, है ना, ये ऐसे लाइन से एक्सटेंड करके. सी आई नो दिस इज अ लिटिल बिट टीडियस, बोरिंग है, बट दिस मेथड इफ यू यूज अप्लाई इन एनी काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, यू आर गोइंग टू डू इट प्रॉपरली. और वन मोर थिंग, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, ये जो अपन मैंने अभी बताया था dy बाई dt, y1 छोटा हो रहा है कि बड़ा हो रहा है, जो वैल्यू है वो छोटी हो रही है कि बड़ी हो रही है. ठीक है. सो आवर दिस पार्ट का लेंथ वुड बी y2 माइनस yp. y2 minus yp equals to some constant. This is the length of the string 2. Okay, now we are going to differentiate the this equation with respect to time. So ये हमारा पहला constant को जीरो कर देते, ये जीरो हो गया. This is also constant, मतलब मैंने अभी जस्ट फर्स्ट वाले में भी बताया था, ये तो चेंज नहीं होता है. दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉन्स्टेंट, तो दिस इज जीरो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. नाउ गाइस, अब मैं बता सकता हूँ, इससे आप इधर आप देख के डरिए मत कि yg का मैं कैसे करूँगा, yp का कितना कैसे करूँगा. इसमें आप जैसे yg विथ, अब अपन को क्या एक्सटेंड करना है, dyg बाई dd. ओके, सो इफ यू गाइस सी इट प्रॉपरली, yg is also not changing. Okay, yg is not changing. How? This line is fixed. Okay, yg क्या है, ग्राउंड का है, ग्राउंड तो ऊपर आ नहीं रहा है ना, तो yg है with respect to time is 0. Okay, so I'm not writing this part. This part goes to 0. Okay, with respect to time. अब हमारा नेक्स्ट टर्म क्या है, विल सी द इक्वेशन ऑल्सो. yp देखते हैं अब. yp विथ टाइम इज इंक्रीजिंग, राइट, बिकॉज अपने इसके पहले वाले जो कैलकुलेशन किया था ये वाला, उसमें भी अपन ने देखा था कि ये ऊपर जा रहा है, ये नीचे जा रहा है, अपन ने ऐसा माना था. y1 इज इंक्रीजिंग, y1 इज डिक्रीजिंग, yp इज इंक्रीजिंग. सो yp इज इंक्रीजिंग, सो पॉजिटिव रहेगा वो, माइनस dyp by dt plus y2. What is y2? y2 is also, y2 जो हमारा है वो भी इंक्रीज करेगा कि ये ब्लॉक नीचे जाएगा, राइट. सो dy by dt will be positive. So dy2 by dt will be positive. अगेन yp फिर से आ गया, तो हम लोग यहाँ पे 2 ही लगा देते हैं. सॉरी, मेरा 2 अच्छे से नहीं बना इधर. इज इक्वल्स टू 0. सो हियर इट कम्स. इसको एक और बार विद रेस्पेक्ट, ये भी वेलोसिटीज के टर्म्स में, इसको एक और बार विद रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम डिफ्रेंशिएट करेंगे तो एक्सेलरेशन आएगा. सो -2 AP सॉरी A2 इक्वल्स टू 0. सो A2 जो आया वो 2AP आया. This is the constraint relationship we get. So our main purpose was A1 और A2 के बीच में रिलेशनशिप निकालना. AP बीच में आ गया, the third wheel. So AP ये हमारा ये इक्वेशन मिला था हम लोग को स्ट्रिंग 1 से. सॉरी हाँ, ये इक्वेशन मिला था हम लोग को स्ट्रिंग 1 से. वो क्या था AP इज इक्वल्स टू A1 and A2 equals to 2AP. So we get A2 is equals to 2A1. So what does it signifies? It signifies कि if our block moves with an acceleration of A1, our block 2 is moving with an acceleration of A2, which is just double the acceleration of A1. जो हमारा रिलेशनशिप आया. ठीक है. दिस आप ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो. मैं एक बार ट्राई कर एक छोटा सा तरीका बताता हूँ. एक ही बार बोलूँगा, उसको आप एक दूसरा तरीका भी है. आप मतलब कॉमन सेंस के थ्रू भी कर सकते हो. जैसे कि ये अगर x ऊपर जाएगा, ये भी x नीचे आएगा, पुली भी. तो जब पुली x नीचे आएगा, पुली एक छोटा तरीका है पर ये मोस्टली हर क्वेश्चन में आप अप्लाई करना चाहो तो कंफ्यूज कर सकता है, थोड़ा सा एडवांस में हो जाता है. इसके लिए आपको बहुत प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. सो आपका ये पुली नीचे आया, राइट. अगर ये x ऊपर जाएगा तो x पुली नीचे आएगा. पहले पुली था यहाँ पे, ठीक है, उसका सेंटर. अब उसका सेंटर यहाँ पे आ गया, राइट. वैसे ज़रूरी नहीं है समझना, तो मैं एक ऐसे बता रहा हूँ. मैं कॉमन सेंस के थ्रू भी हमारा कॉमन सेंस से चेक करके दिखाता हूँ कि जो हमारा जो रिलेशन आया वो सही है. ठीक है. सो ये जो अपना ये वाला पुली था वो x नीचे गया बिकॉज ब्लॉक 1 अपना x ऊपर गया. सो अब इसके आसपास वाली रस्सी बनाते हैं हम लोग. ठीक है. ओके. मैं थोड़ा कलरिंग भी कर शेड कर देता हूँ, हाँ, ताकि आपको समझ में. पहले जब ये ब्लॉक मूव नहीं किया था तो पुली यहाँ पे था. उसके बाद ये ब्लॉक x ऊपर गया तो पुली नीचे आएगा x. ठीक है. अभी आप जस्ट पुली को उठा नीचे ले आओ तो पुली x नहीं मूव किया, तो अब रस्सी कितनी बची वहाँ पे. पुली के सेंटर लाइन से ऊपर जब पुली इधर आ गया, नीचे जब ऑरेंज वाला पुली हो गया वो नीचे आ गया, ऊपर पुली नहीं है, तो ऊपर स्ट्रिंग का लेंथ कितना बचा. सो जब ये ब्लॉक नीचे कितना नीचे जाना पड़ेगा उसको 2x प्लस ये जो कर्व वाला जो पार्ट है वो तो सेम टू सेम आ जाएगा. तो बेसिकली ये ब्लॉक 2x नीचे जाएगा. ओके. तो कॉमन सेंस से भी हम लोग देख सकते हैं, अगर हम लोग ये ब्लॉक को x ऊपर कर रहे हैं तो ये 2x नीचे जा रहा है. विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम करेंगे तो वेलोसिटी आ गया. विथ उसको डबल डिफरेंशिएट मतलब x को डबल डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम तो एक्सेलरेशन आ जाएगा. तो हमारा एक्सेलरेशन आएगा A1 इक्वल्स टू A2 इक्वल्स टू 2A1, क्योंकि A1 समझ गए हो ना, थोड़ा सा मिस्टेक कर दिया था. दिस सो अपन कॉमन सेंस से भी कर सकते हैं. एज यू कैन सी अ लिटिल बिट थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी हो जाता है. अभी वो इजी था, तो वरना ये थोड़ा सा हॉची मतलब दिमाग ज़्यादा लगाना पड़ता है. अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो सीधा आप ये लगा लो, आंसर आ जाएगा. नो वरीज. सो दिस इज आवर फाइनल रिलेशनशिप. दिस इज द कंस्ट्रेंट रिलेशनशिप. सो फुली कंस्ट्रेंट में ये. अब गाइस हम अपना सेशन अब यहीं पे ख़त्म करते हैं. इसके ऊपर और क्वेश्चंस ट्राई कीजिए. इन आवर नेक्स्ट सेशन वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग फ्यू मोर problems on constraint and the other parts also, in which we have wedges like this kind of. We'll taking more questions on pulley also, like try to solve by yourself till then, like more questions like this kind of questions. मतलब ये सब सॉल्व हो तो जाएंगे आपसे अभी, क्योंकि अगर आप थोड़ा सा बस दिमाग लगा के करना पड़ेगा. like try to solve this question. I will give you right here only. Okay. Okay, I have forgot one thing to tell you. I guess I told you guys. Okay, the tension part I forgot one thing. Okay, I will just tell you later. So this is a block. It's M1, M2, M3. In this, a little bit different is there. This length is changing, this length is changing, and this length is changing, right? So try to do it with this this much of hint. There are more questions on in next session, so we will be taking more questions like this. Other questions like wedge constraint. Suppose a wall is there with a hole. Sorry, the diagram is not good. Yeah, I will make it slowly. Like this rod is there of shape this. Okay, means this is block. This wall is there, and a wedge is there. So this part will also come in this next class, and the other questions in which you have wedge and a pulley that is moving. Okay, we'll take this kind of a few complex questions in next class, and till then मैं आपको एक चीज़ बता देता हूँ जो मैं भूल गया था बताना, थोड़ा सा important था. It's like I forgot to mention was the pulleys are massless. Remember, the pulleys are massless. Whenever you do a question from Newton's laws of motion, in books you will always find two things. Mostly you find two things. The pulley and the string are massless, and the string is also frictionless. Okay, sorry, inextensible, frictionless. Pulleys are also frictionless also. So when you draw the FBD of the pulley, what you will see, this TT is I'm trying to tell you the tension. Just let's say the rope has a tension T2, this rope. So as you can see, रस्सी दोनों तरफ से जा रही है इसमें, तो दो T2 पड़ रहे हैं इसमें लग रहे हैं, and the string tension in this rope is T1, the center rope. So as the pulley is massless, when you write the force equation, you will get like F is equals to m wala equation of when you will write, you will get RHS equals to 0, and so T equals to 2T2. ये आएगा आपका. ये just this is the thing what I wanted to tell you guys. Now you can do complete complete problem in this pulley constraint. Practice as much as you can. As I have told, what we will be taking in the next class, we'll doing few more questions on this, and this next class probably will be shorter, and we will back on next Friday, same time, same venue. Please subscribe to all our channels, follow us on all the social media apps to get further updates, as we are trying to make it more interesting day by day. Thank you.